Now let's talk a little bit about the rendering options. As you know, the render dialog opens from here. If you just want to get a test render to see how everything looks like, it's a good idea to leave this on screen and leave the settings on draft. It's the lowest resolution. And you can go with render. So it's going to look like something like this. And it seems a little bit dark. In this case, you can go to adjust exposure. And exposure options only work after you have rendered the image. Okay? And the more you move it to the left, the brighter it's going to be. Make sure to hit apply. Okay? So this exposure value is a very important settings in the render. Okay, you can work with the rest of them. I'm gonna say okay, and this is a kind of a very low resolution rendering, but I want to show you that you have two options after a render is done. One of them is that you can export them out of Revit and you can save it as JPG or PNG. Okay, maybe I would name it as daytime view. Or you can also save it to the project, and then the good thing is that you can easily put it on the sheets, daytime view. Okay, now if I close this, that's gonna go away. But because I have saved it to the project, if I go to renderings and click here, it's gonna show me the render. You can see that I have not hidden the mask, and it's not the best idea. Maybe I should have selected the mask, right click and hide it in view from here, so it's gonna be hidden permanently. Okay, let's get back to the rendering dialog. How about we change the background? So if you remember this view, you see it's the default background of the Revit. How about I go back here? I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna show you how you can set an image to the background from here. So let's go to image and you can open an image that you have already on your computer. You can go with original size, width, height, maybe this one. I'm gonna say okay, and then we can take care of the offset later. Okay, and if only you want to render one part here, you can go with region and you can draw a region somewhere in here. Sorry, I could select this box and actually move it like this. Maybe I just want to see how that background image is gonna work here, right? So select the image, click on the box, so it's gonna enable you to take care of the region size, and then you can hit render. So it seems all okay. Now that you see that region is okay, you can just remove the check mark and render the whole thing. You can also change the setting to medium high best based on what quality you're looking for. If you want to have the Revit clouds itself, you can always go back to the sky options from here. Sometimes you want to keep working on the project and at the same time you might need some renders. In that situation, you don't have enough time to wait for the renders and then continue your work. You can close the render and you can go to view. Okay. And you can select a rendering cloud from here. So this is render, this is Render-in-Cloud. The option that we have down there is regular render, which is also under the view tab in here. You have to be signed in when you want to use Render-in-Cloud. Make sure you are signed in, okay? If you are not signed in, it's going to take you to the sign in page. You can select the view that you are going to render. Notice that you can select more than one view at one time. You can go with still image. I'm going to talk about zero panorama later, but this is considered as one still image. Notice that the credits required is 0. And if you go with final or a better quality, it's going to require 1 credit. But if you use your George Brown account, you have about, if I'm right, about 5 million credits or something, so don't be worried about like using your credits. Okay, also you can change the image size from here, but it's gonna again ask you for more credits. Okay, and you can check the box for email me when done and hit the render. It's gonna keep rendering in the background and you can keep working on the project. As you can see here, it's working there. If you want to see how it's going, you can click here and select render progress. It's going to take you to a web page to sign in. So you see, if you come to the gallery, to the my renderings under the autodesk.com, all of your renders are here. You can click there and see your renders. It's taking a little bit time. So this is how Render-in-Cloud works. Notice that we also have some options here. One of the good ones is the post-processing. The post-processing option in Render-in-Cloud is just like the exposure value that we adjusted in regular render. So you can go with a lower value or higher value or something, and it's gonna affect the lighting. Okay. When you're done with the image, you can download the image from here as PNG, JPEG,